As Florida's summer weather begins to heat up, it's the perfect time of year to cool down by the water. However, this is a time of year when recreational water illnesses increase. What you should know and to look for is coming up on Polk Place. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Lauren Lingell. With me in studio, we have Dr. Liza Kulausing with the Florida Department of Health. And now let me get this straight. You're an epidemiologist.
Yes, I am an epidemiologist. We deal with the control of communicable diseases and we prevent outbreaks in the community. We work to control the spread of the diseases in the community and try to keep the public safe.
So before we get into the nitty-gritty of waterborne illness or disease or bacteria, whatever, what makes someone want to become an epidemiologist?
What makes someone want to become an epidemiologist? I think it stems from the love of public service, and my background is in medicine and healthcare, and I think it's a natural extension of that and wanting to promote healthcare, promote awareness, and keep the public safe in a healthcare sort of perspective.
Okay, so as we said, we're entering into summer. A lot more people are going to be spending time by the water. What are some things that are going on in that water that we may not even think twice about?
Know about? Okay. Definitely summer is that time where everyone's out and about, and the water-based activities are the center of everyone's summer. They're going to the pool, they're going to the beach, they're going to the water parks. And the thing is, while all that's great and fun, there is the chance of getting sick. So that's not fun. And the message that we want to promote is diarrhea and swimming do not go together.
No,
they do
they
not.
don't.
They do not. So if someone is sick and having diarrhea, we recommend they do not swim at all. Parents, keep your kids out of the water if they're having diarrhea. A variety of diseases, whether they're bacterial, viral, even some parasites, are contained in the stool. So if someone is swimming and for whatever reason some stool leaks out into the water and another person comes along, accidentally swallows that water, they are going to ingest that particular organism and in turn get sick.
Yeah.
So we're recommending no swimming with diarrhea. If you are completely healthy and you're fine, please avoid swallowing any water. So there's lower chances.
So for pools, what about people who are like, oh, there's enough chlorine in here to kill anything?
Well, that's the thing, because some of the organisms are not killed by chlorine, especially some of the parasites. So that's why you still want to
Absolutely.
worried.
I know that some of the lakes, for example, it's Lakeland.
Sure.
There are a lot of lakes here, and some of those are not, constantly moving. The temperature fluctuates and things like that. And there are plenty of animals and things that live in there.
Sure.
So what risks are there with that?
Basically, there's a specific type of amoeba that lives in the silt and in the sand, and so freshwater to me is a bit of a risky type of thing. Now this amoeba is rare, but it does live in the silt. So if you're swimming in freshwater and you kind of dig that silt up, you're increasing the likelihood of bringing that organism up and ingesting it. Well, not ingesting it, but it's actually inhaled through the nostrils. And so that's something you want to avoid if you're in freshwater.
Okay, fair enough. So when you're out in the bodies of water, you just be careful. Obviously, you want to try to keep your nose and not swallow any water.
Yes.
And avoid, if you do happen to do that, try not to kick up the sand and the dirt and whatever's on the bottom there.
Mm-hmm.
And then swimming pool situation, obviously, if you're sick and don't go to the pool. That's pretty much the basic information there.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't be swimming. If it's a parent changing diapers, perhaps they have other children and they're well and they want to swim and maybe the baby's sick, we recommend that they change the child in the bathroom rather than poolside, because you want to keep any stool as far away from the pool as possible.
Is that the biggest concern with summertime and all these summer activities and pools and things like that? Is it just like the bacteria that can come from stool?
Primarily because when we're investigating a case of a diarrheal illness, we tend to tell people, please refrain from any recreational water activity for 2 weeks after your diarrhea stops, because the organisms can still be shed in the stool. And now a lot of these activities involve large groups of people. Mm-hmm. So we don't want to put such large groups of people at risk. Then you have outbreaks, and then it's a messy situation. So we want to try to contain that
in more ways than one. So what else do our viewers need to know about water safety?
Well, I would say be mindful of drownings. Drownings are entirely preventable, and they're a leading cause of death in children between the ages of 1 and 4. And so if swimming lessons is an option, that's something that parents can do. The technique of floating can prevent deaths. If that's not an option, there's always life vests that we recommend. And parental supervision is also very important. Just keep an eye on the kids, so if they're non-swimmers yet, just to keep them away from the water.
You got if you got little kids running around, it's very difficult to keep an eye on everybody. But practicing safe habits around the pool, make sure they've got their little swimmies on and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
All those things can minimize those chances.
Absolutely.
What else are we talking about?
What else? I would say what goes along with the water and swimming and things like that. You're in the sun as well, so we want to protect ourselves against being in the sun. As little as 15 minutes in the sun can cause damage to your skin. So I think most people are aware of this, but just to put the reminder out there to protect yourself with sunscreen, at least 15 SPF, wear a wide-brimmed hat, wear sunglasses, of course, to protect your eyes. The usual recommendation is to wear long-sleeve pants and shirts, but I realize that's not always practical in summertime. So definitely some type of cover-up or t-shirt can help as well.
In your experience, like the rash shirts that have SPF in them,
that's a great idea.
Are those
Yes.
effective?
Yes.
Okay, great. So just for the sake of it, when we're covering up with sunscreen and things like that, what are we really protecting ourselves from? Like the UV rays, the UVA rays?
It's the UV rays that you're protecting. So the sunscreen works in a variety of ways. One can be to reflect those UV rays away from the skin.
Can you think of anything else that we need to tell everyone who's watching?
I would say a last tidbit. We tried to gear this towards water safety. I think that going along with water safety and being in the sun and all that also comes food safety. So a last little bit of info just to interject. You're outside and everyone's picnicking and barbecuing, and the Independence holiday is coming up, and so you may have food outside. And I just wanted to put the reminder out there that if your food is left outside for longer than an hour, just throw it away, because it can harbor bacteria that way, and you definitely don't want to consume it. So
no way, Jose, because then you won't be swimming for quite some time.
Right.
So all right.
So when in doubt, throw it out.
I love that. When in doubt, throw it out. All right. Well, I'm going to call you Dr. Liza because it's just easier.
Sure.
So, Dr. Liza, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And sharing this information with us. As Florida's summer weather begins to heat up, it's the perfect time of year to cool down by the water. However, this is a time of year when recreational water illnesses increase, whether it be relaxing by the pool, playing in water sports or splash pads, or swimming in fresh bodies of water. Florida residents should be aware of healthy and safe practice in and around the water. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, recreational water illnesses are caused by germs and chemicals found in swimming water. They are spread by swallowing, breathing in mists, or having contact with contaminated water in swimming pools, hot tubs, water parks, water play areas, interactive fountains, lakes, rivers, or oceans. Water-related activities are a great way to enjoy the Florida summer, but it's important to remember safe and healthy practices in and around the water. By practicing healthy and safe water-related activities, everyone's summer can be safer, healthier, and a little more enjoyable. For more information, you can give the Florida Department of Health in Polk County a call at 863-519-8330 or look them up on the web at mypolkhealth.gov.